Welcome back to my channel, and I'll be sharing around the details for our recent visit to Phuket and Krabi Islands on Thailand. So we visited Phuket and Krabi on 24th of November, and we got our flights from Mumbai. So all the details around the flight, its itinerary and everything I'll try to cover in this vlog. And for any queries that you have around these places, any charges that are extra, any visa related queries you have, you just add a comment and I'll try to answer those as well. So our flight was at 4 a.m. from Mumbai, and it took around four and a half hours for us to reach Phuket International Airport. So this clip that you are seeing right now is somewhere in the air. So we were lucky enough to get window seats, but I was a bit dizzy. I was feeling very sleepy because I'm not a very morning person, and waking up at 4 in the morning was not a great idea for me. And we had planned for 6 days, 6 nights and 7 days visit. So this day is also included in travel, and we will be reaching early morning, and we will then get transferred to Krabi, where we'll be staying for first 3 days of our trip, and then we'll commute back from Krabi to Phuket Islands, and we'll cover the rest of our 3 days in Phuket, and then return from Phuket Island to India on 30th of November. So this is somewhat when the airline is getting planned to get landed on the islands. So that's when this clip is currently into. And the weather there is rainy currently. It's not too hot and humid for us, so it's a good time to visit. Thumbs up for that, because if it had been really hot over there, it would have been really uncomfortable applying all the sunscreens all through the day and getting a lot tan when you return. But it was a pleasant weather. For 2 days it was rainy, like we had to take umbrellas along with us, but for the rest of the days it was pleasant in terms of weather, though the sea was a bit windy because of the rain. But it was not that hot that you would be looking around just for water and being sunburned. So that was a good part of it. So if you think around beaches, we always think around non-mountain areas, but that's not how the landscape for Thailand is. So if you see, just along with the beaches there are mountains, and in Krabi it's more around less touristy, and it's more of greenery and a hill like structure. And for Phuket also you will have similar structure in terms of the habitat over there. And this is somewhat when we were close to landing to Phuket airport. Just you can see around, like, the sea ends and the airport just begins from there. So it's really great for the pilots to land at such a difficult landscape. And we landed around 10 a.m. at Phuket. And for my own number, we had activated international roaming plan for a month, though we were staying just for a week. So my number was active over there as well. And it was a geo plan for around 1000. If you need those details as well, I can add it to the ticket or to this video description. So this is in Krabi. This is near the Ao Nang beach where we stayed. Our hotel was Ao Nang Silver Orchid Hotel, and it was a 4-star property. So as you can see, it has beautiful mountains in the background, and this is the roadside view that I tried to capture for you all, where we were just walking down from the main road to our hotel down the street. And just look at the weather, like, it's so beautiful currently. There's not too much of warmth in there, like there's not too much of heat in there, and it was really pleasant to walk around. There were so many cars. Like, my husband was intrigued by watching those, like, those models, why don't they come in India? And they were like so sleek and slow, so nice built up cars that we usually don't see in India. So this is the property that we stayed in, the blue one that you can see now. And It had like 3 or 4 floors. This is our room. So it was a pool view room. It had AC, it had a dressing setup, basic tea, coffee, refrigerator, and a sit-out place in the outside. But the view was beautiful. You could see the mountains, you can see the coconut trees, just so serene it looked like. So we were in just an awe, like how beautiful it looked around when we reached our hotel room. So we didn't get a chance to go to this pool, but we surely did enjoy it in the last day of our leisure day. So this is our day 2, and I could see like cute kids mopping around in the waiting area. So this is the day where we covered the 7 islands. This is another the clear corals on that day, and that is what we saw. The last beach was the one where we could even see the plantains underneath the sea, and you can see like how clear the water is, though it's the same Andaman Sea that we have in India, but the water clarity and the structure of the mountains is really different to what we usually see in our country. So that's the highlights for day 2 or day 1, whichever way you want to consider it. This is basically the day 2 for us, where we covered like these 7 islands, and you can see like small islands. Some are even walkable within the sea, and they have such a nice structure. Some, and it's said like Kaho Na Pyare was shooted at this place. So this was also part of our inclusion itself of the plan. So I will share each day's itinerary in the description so that you guys are aware of it. So the day 3 was, as you can see, it's raining already. It's the Emerald Pool and hot water spring. So firstly we visited the hot water spring, and it was so soothing. You just dip in that water and it feels so relaxing. Like we were told like just don't stay beyond 15 minutes in this water, as you will feel swollen and you won't be able to do your day activities. So we stayed there, and this is the way to the Emerald Pool. So there are 3 pools in there. Crystal Pool and Emerald Pool were the ones, and third one was Blue Pool, I think so. So we visited Emerald Pool and Crystal Pool, and only in Emerald Pool we are allowed to swim. In rest of the 2 pools it's not even allowed. So this is the way. You can see how green it is, how natural does it look in the passage. So that's the trail, and this is the Emerald Pool, and that's where people were swimming. And this is the last destination for the day 3, and then we enjoyed some local pad thai for that day, and mango was seasoning that day. So day 4 was our end to Krabi and move ahead to Phuket, and to our surprise it was via cruise. So we went there, and it was a very beautiful journey. So it took around 4 hours for us to reach from Krabi to Phuket via sea, from our hotel to Phuket. So in Phuket we stayed in the Khana Hotel. It's a 4 or 5 star property, and this is currently what the small cruise that we were into. Around 400 people were there at that time. And again, it's a rainy day, but it was not too rainy that day. So we enjoyed it on the top floor, and we could have beautiful flicks. We could enjoy the nature, great pace of the sea, and it had like 3 levels to go. So we went on the topmost to keep our luggage, and we were most of the time on the terrace to enjoy uh, how it was sailing through the sea, and how calm the sea was, and how clear the sea was, and how peaceful overall that experience was. It was not very turbulent that day, and because of the size of the vehicle that we were commuting in, we didn't feel a lot of turbulence. For Seven Island trip, or even in Phi Phi Island, there was a lot of turbulence through speedboat or those other options that we have, like uh, long tail boats. So you can see like long tail boats, speedboats in the background in this current picture. So this is a speedboat, if you can see, and then this has started to sail. The small ship has started to sail, and it was so peaceful. We didn't even realize for some time like we were in already moving, or we have left land already. So this is somewhat the backwaters, and that's the beautiful sea. And some of the pieces that we were seeing, we had already covered when we did our Seven Island trip during our day 2. So we could recognize some points that we were seeing as part of the islands that are coming in the sea, as being already visited during that tour. So this small cruise or small ship is coming from Aonang to Phuket, and there are like twice a day it's there. So the frequency for this one is one in the morning, and the second time is in the afternoon around 3 p.m. is the second or the last cruise ship for the day. So this is the second one that we were traveling into, not the 7 a.m. one. So if you are doing your bookings yourself, you should be aware around the timings at which these ships sail, so that your day is planned accordingly. Unless you have planned it through some vendor, then it's fine. But if you're doing it yourself, you should be really knowing your timings well, so that you plan your days accordingly. So um, as you can see, it's so mesmerizing to look around. The scenic beauty was brilliant of this place. The mountains, even the sky, because of the cloud, looks so beautiful. The color of the sea, as you can see, its pictures or videos might not be doing a lot of justice to how it actually looked like, but it was a beauty to the eyes. This was mostly a very non-hectic day and a beautiful memory for us, because we weren't exhausted, because it was just 4 hours of the travel time that we had for this day. It was somewhat a leisure day for us, so we just enjoyed how it looked around, and we were also to a surprise like how beautiful the journey looked from Phuket, from Krabi to Phuket, because when we first arrived, we arrived through a private car from Phuket airport to Krabi. So we didn't expect like the sea route to be so beautiful to watch, or such a delight to see. And we were like, why didn't we go this route when we arrived? So you can see a couple of people only standing on the deck of the ship. So because it was a bit windy, you can't stand it for long, but we were like so much into it. We just were enjoying the view, how it was running on water. I would say like 300 plus people on board. The speed was immense. It wasn't even scary. Like it was so peaceful. You feel like you are in heaven. You don't see the clutter around, and you see all the peace, the calm, just sailing, simply sailing on the sea. It's even told like these islands are the ones where Kahuna Pyar Hai was shoot. I'm not really sure around the be around the movie, but that's the news that you find it. So it's a beautiful place, and this shows like what humans can do. The same sea that we have in India and the same in Andamans and we can see over there. So it's far less clutter. And there are so many different shades of blue. You see, like just close to it, it starts with light blue to emerald shades. So four different shades of white. So that's the force with which it is running. We are not realizing it, but it's showing that's the kind of place that we are. Once we landed, we checked into a hotel to our hotel, and then we went out for a walk and had our dinner. So to our surprise, we were able to find a Punjabi restaurant, and it had a great offering. So that's the must visit guides that they suggested. So that's what we visited, and would surely recommend you guys also to visit Amritsari in Phuket. And then we went to Patong Beach, and it was a lantern show that day. So people were purchasing lanterns, and they were making wishes, and they were firecrackers, and it was a beautiful scene. Like it was a mini Diwali to watch. You see, there are so many lanterns. People were there purchasing and then making wishes, and then letting them go in the air, and it was such a beautiful scene to end our day or to start our journey. The images aren't that great, but it was a beautiful scene. That's the next day from our hotel, and we went for Phi Phi Island trip. It was through a speedboat, and it was the longest trip. Like it started at 7 a.m. in the morning, and we returned to our hotel at 6. So you can see like the water is really great over here, but it's a bit of disappointment for my end. Like I didn't really enjoy this day's trip a lot because it was hardly one place you get to do snorkeling. Then there's only one place you do scuba, and these are the sweet purchases that I did. Crocs. So the leisure day we spent swimming in our pools in our hotel itself. So we did some swimming that day. We did some shopping that day. So those Crocs were also purchases. So any duplicate or second copy items you can find a lot in this market. So if you're one of them, if you feel like all those purses are really a burden to your pocket and you want to go through the route of second copies, then that's the place for you. You can do a lot of bargaining over there, and that's me showcasing my Crocs. Like that, these are my first pair of Crocs, and they were super cheap. Like they were just less than 500. So I was really happy. And then we on a leisure day went on a lunch, and it was near the Patong Beach, and it was in Mood Cafe. It's a great place to eat any bakery item. So we wanted to spend a time on non-Thai and non-Indian food, so we went to a bakery or a cafe. It was great, and the ambience was also a bliss. So for the evening, we went on for famous or infamous Bangla street to see what we had to do. Didn't really understand or didn't wait a lot of time or spend a lot of time to have a glimpse around what this place is hyped around. But obviously, if you are interested in visit, you can visit it for shopping and for any other activities that you want to enjoy in this place. If you are visiting the street side vendors, ensure that you start with at least half of what they are quoting, because there's a lot of scope of negotiation on these streets whenever you purchase something. So you ensure that you have to bargain and you have to be at your best skill so that you get the best purchases at these places. Else they just or quote you at least double of what the price is. So you need to be able to negotiate And this is the place where we end our journey, and we returned on the next day. So thanks for watching, and please like, share and subscribe my channel. For any queries, add a comment please.